All right, so this one's mainly about Dominion voting systems, and two of them are about the actual system. Another one's from an employee that actually seen corruption going on. So this first story, there's a video for it. It's from NTD News. So just gonna go ahead and let you watch that because it explains a lot. And if you've been following my videos, you'll actually see these stories were in some of my past updates. So I advise you to go back and check out the video because all the article links are down, should be in the body, the description. If they're not, let me know and I'll put them down there because sometimes I get ahead of myself and forget. But yeah, so I'll let you watch the video.
Dominion Voting Systems dominates voting machines. It holds a third of the voting machine market. Its software was used in all the swing states this year, including Georgia, Pennsylvania, Arizona, Michigan, Wisconsin, North Carolina, and Nevada. During a Fox interview over the weekend, former federal prosecutor Sidney Powell pointed out that Senator Feinstein's husband, Richard Bloom, is a shareholder of Dominion Voting Systems. The software company also has ties to House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. Her former chief of staff is one of the lobbyists on the company's first ever lobbying firm. In Michigan, it was partially to blame for the 6,000 miscounted votes in Michigan's Antrim County. A skewed result initially saw Biden as winning the traditionally red county, but when corrected, they found out Trump actually won. The Antrim County clerk, Cheryl Guy, initially attributed the problem to a combination of a software glitch and human error. But just today, county officials backpedaled on the statement, saying the Dominion software had no part in the mistake, now blaming the problem solely on human error. And Michigan wasn't the only state where problems were connected to Dominion. In two Georgia counties, the night before the election, two of the machines crashed. Voters in Morgan and Spalding counties couldn't cast ballots for hours after the crash. Election supervisor for Spalding County said the company uploaded something on the night before Election Day, which is not something that's normally ever done, and it caused a glitch. Reporting by Melina Weiskup, NTD News.
Okay. Now that you got kind of an idea of what's going on, here's the pre-election concerns over Dominion voting systems highlighted in Georgia lawsuit. Cybersecurity expert raises concerns over integrity of system, including external vulnerabilities and sworn statement. The software and equipment from Dominion voting systems used in this month's presidential election has been the source of ongoing controversy, with one legal declaration made by a poll observer of Georgia's statewide primary earlier this year, highlighting multiple problems. Georgia Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger announced the state's purchase of a $106 million election systems from Dominion Voting Systems. In July 2019, in a lawsuit which originated in 2017, critics contend that the new system was subject to many of the same security vulnerabilities as the one it was replacing. In an October 11th order, just weeks prior to the presidential election, U.S. District Judge Amy Totenberg, I hope I said that right, agreed with the concerns associated with the new Dominion voting system, writing that the case presented serious system security vulnerabilities and operational issues that may place plaintiffs and other voters at risk of deprivation of their fundamental right to cast an effective vote that is accurately counted. The court order has delved deep into the true risks posed by the new BMD voting system, as well as its manner of implementation. These risks are neither hypothetical nor remote under the current circumstances, Judge Totenberg wrote in her order. Despite the misgivings, Totenberg ruled against replacing the Dominion system right before the presidential election, noting that implementation of such a sudden system change under these circumstances cannot but cause voter confusion and some real measure of electoral disruption. In an August 24 declaration from Harris Hursty, an acknowledged expert on electronic voting systems, provided a first-hand description of problems he observed during the during the June 9 statewide primary election in Georgia and the runoff election on August 11. Hursty, and I might be mispronouncing his last name as well, had been authorized as an expert inspecting and observing under the Coalition for Good Governance Rule 34 inspection requests in certain poll places and the Fulton County Election Preparation Center. Hursty summarized his findings as follows. The scanner and tabulation software settings being employed to determine which votes to count on hand-marked paper ballots are likely causing clearly intentioned votes not to be counted. The voting system is being operated in Fulton County in the manner that escalates the security risk to an extreme level. 3. Voters are not reviewing the BEMD ballot marking device's printed ballots, which causes BMD generated results to be unauditable due to the untrustworthy audit trail. During observation at Peachtree Christian Church in Atlanta, Georgia, Hursty noted that the scanner would vary in the amount of time it took to accept or reject a ballot. Hursty stated that a dedicated system should not experience variable delays and noted that we are always suspicious about any unexpected variable delays, as those are common telltale signs of many issues, including a possibility of unauthorized code being executed. Hursty observed varying processing times at different locations, further raising concerns as identical physical devices should not behave differently while performing the identical tasks of scanning ballots. I'm going to skip some. Let's see, Hursty, during the election day, the ballot marking devices should not be processing or printing any ballot other than the one the voter is voting. Hursty stated that this was indicative of a wrong configuration given to the ballot marking device. The issue also raises other questions in his mind. Why didn't the device print only test ballots? How can the device change its behavior in the middle of the election day? Is the incorrect configuration originating from the electronic poll book system? What are the implications for the reliability of the printed ballot and the QR code being counted? And it goes on, wholesale outsourcing, a major deficiency. I'm going to post this down in the description because it's long. I'm not going to read all that. Yeah, it goes into detail. So if you've been keeping up with my posts or any other, I mean, there's tons of them out there, or reading the articles, then you know that the whole voter machine is problematic. Like it's not well, at least through this company, it's not reliable. It hasn't been reliable, and there's been lots of problems. So this one's the employee. Dominion contractor says she witnessed fraudulent actions at Detroit ballot counting site. A contractor for Dominion Voting Systems said in a new sworn statement that she saw fraudulent actions take place at Detroit ballot counting site on election day. Melissa Caron, who was doing IT work at the TCF Center, worked from 6:15 a.m. on November 3rd to 4 a.m. the next day before returning for several more hours later on November 4th. Caron said in an affidavit that she witnessed nothing but fraudulent actions take place. She said she saw workers count some ballots 4 or 5 times and noticed that one of the counters had even counted a batch of ballots 8 times. I confronted my manager, Nick, I'm not even going to try and pronounce that, saying how big of a problem this was. Karen said, Nick told me he didn't want to hear that we have a big problem. He told me we are here to assist with IT work, not to run their election. Caron also asserted that she saw workers filling out blank ballots after receiving documents that they could read or had something spilled on them. They were supposed to be filling them out exactly like the ones they had received, but this was not the case at all. The workers would also sign the name of the person that the ballot belonged to, which is clearly illegal. She said, adding that she contacted the FBI about what she saw. Dominion didn't immediately respond to a request by the Epoch Times for comment. The affidavit was submitted as a supplement to a lawsuit in Michigan. The suit was brought this week by the Great Lakes Justice Center on behalf of Cheryl Constantino and Edward McCall. Plaintiffs allege that because of multiple irregularities, the election in Wayne County should be voided. The main concern is obvious: the clear fraud that occurred in the counting process of the votes in Wayne County and the way votes were manufactured by workers that were there. David Coleman, senior counsel with the center, told the Epoch Times. David Fink, lead counsel for the city of Detroit, said in an email statement to the Epoch Times that the lawsuit raises baseless allegations, trying to undermine confidence in a well-run election. Like, yeah, I wouldn't trust lawyers. I don't trust lawyers on either side, but, sorry. Like two previous lawsuits, this case is not based upon actual evidence of any election fraud or misconduct, he added. This suit was notable because it contained 5 affidavits from poll observers and a 6th from a City of Detroit worker, all of whom said they witnessed election fraud. Ivan contributed to this report. Woo! Like, the evidence is mounting where it's not even, you can't even deny it. Oh. There's election fraud. Like, there's almost no way around it. And, like, most of these people have no reason to lie about seeing election fraud. I mean, the one woman worked for the company who provided the machines. Man. And she was helping with IT. It's crazy. Until next time, you guys have a good morning, day, or night, whatever it is for you. Shalom.